Welcome to Ranking Every Hero, a series that I can't think of a better name for, so we're just running with this one for now. In this series, we'll be ranking all 25 heroes in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, with the end goal being to create such a great tier list that the entire Xenoblade Chronicles 3 community unequivocally agrees that this is the best tier list, and there's no other need to make any other tier list. How do I plan on doing this? Well, using my perfect ranking system by ranking every single hero with pinpoint precision. What's the system? Well, I rank them based on 3 criteria: character, quest, and class. Character is pretty simple, it's just their personality, their character design, etc. Quests are any quest related to the hero. Every hero has at least one quest automatically assigned to them, which is their Ascension quest. However, if they're the commander of a colony, we will also throw in all of the quests related to the colony as well, since most of the time you need a hero in your party anyway to complete said quest. I rank these based on how fun, unique, and if they tell a story, how good of a story they are. And class is just going to be ranked based on how fun and useful the class is. Pretty simple. And we'll rank all these criteria out of 5 and then average out all 3 of the scores and then put them on the tier list based on how high of a score they got. Now, while the rank criteria is on screen, I'm going to explain what would happen if a score is eligible for 2 tiers, like 4.5. I will rank the character based on my personal opinion. I would throw it to the community, but no one looks at my community posts or Twitter posts, so it would kind of be useless. So you should subscribe so you can have an impact on the tier list at some point. But with all of that out of the way, let's get into the first criteria: character. So our first interaction with Juniper is them jumping us, and then after we beat them up, they retreat. We follow them to their colony town. Juniper, alongside the colony, has basically given up on trying to survive, and they've been abandoned by Agnes. However, after some talking, Juniper agrees to attempt to keep living, despite the odds. Throughout the questline, which we'll get to in a bit more detail in a bit, Juniper develops into a character that, although they don't have all the answers, they want to keep trying to live and make the best of it. They're also very helpful and try their best to act in the best interest of the colony and give all of the members room to make suggestions and work on their own projects. A very good and solid leader overall, and just a character that is a joy to be around. The character design is also good. Cool green hair, and the outfit is pretty cool. Unlike anything else you really see in the game in terms of uniform, which makes sense since the colony has been relatively abandoned by Agnes. Also, Juniper is the only character in the game assigned with no gender. In the English and Japanese translation of the game, they are not referred to with any gender-specific pronouns, and in the game's code they are assigned with no gender. As such, they have become a ready character for people to use when people are being pretty cringe. Which honestly is really cool to see the representation. So yeah, Juniper's character is a 4.5 out of 5. The quests for Juniper deal with Colony Tau, as they are the commander of it. The quests give an inside look on how Colony Tau does things, which is much different than the rest of Agnes, or even just the entirety of Ionios. For example, instead of off-seeing dead soldiers, they bury the soldiers in the ground, which is a normal custom to us, but in Ionios that is unheard of. Slowly, as you progress through the quest, you find out the reason they do these things is because that's just the way we have always done things, with no specific reasoning behind it. However, Noah's group also finds being completely self-sufficient in growing your own food, and hunting is something that could work well if implemented into other colonies somewhat. One quest I enjoyed was the one where you had what felt like a telltale choice to make with the Turkins. Since the colony is depleted of resources, they don't have enough food to trade with the Turkin clan that they have traded with for years. So you can either help them grab resources in a fetch quest for the ages, or go tell them you can't trade with them. It only makes a minor difference and has no bearing on the actual story, but apparently the Turkin area becomes hostile forever if you sever the trade, which is kind of neat. The Ascension quest is interesting as you find out the Mobius in charge of the colony actually made all of the customs that the colony did and basically controlled everything that happened in the colony from the shadows, by sending certain monsters their way if they needed more food, or if they got attacked it was set up by the Mobius. And even more than that, the quest ends with Juniper taking charge of their destiny and killing off the Mobius, a stark contrast from the beginning where Juniper and the colony wanted to basically give up and die. It's a good end to a pretty solid questline where you help the colony become more sustainable long term, making the group want to try and live. All in all, solid. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Okay, so this class sucks pretty hard. If you're just following the main story of the game and not doing side quests this entire time, this is the first attacker class you get. And unfortunately, it's not that good. Firstly, the class just isn't that much fun to use. The attacks are slow, and the class itself is heavily reliant upon bleed to do any sort of significant damage. It's not that bad where if you run this class in the main story, it will single-handedly lose you a fight, but as you begin to use other classes, you'll learn that this class, comparatively, just isn't that fun. That's not to say if you need an extra attacker in your party, Juniper isn't good. The AI is decently smart, well, we'll try to get in the correct positions for debuffs like break and bleed, but again, you could just run another attacker and do a lot more damage. Also, classes that heavily rely on debuffs are pretty bad on hard mode, where debuff resistance is turned up for enemies, meaning that the true value of this class, which is the damage while bleed is inflicted, is much less consistent on hard mode. Also, the other class skills you get are not really that useful, as the 70% more damage at 30% HP is situational, and the 2 other skills kind of offset each other as you do get 50% more evasion from range attack, but you also have 50% less aggro on your attacks. Also, your attacker doesn't even want to get hit, so why would you want this over a damaging skill besides someone in your main party having extra evasion on a defender build? Nothing too terrible, not good either. 2.3 out of 5. So by averaging the 3 scores, we get a 3.6 score for Juniper. That is good enough for them to send A tier. And that's that. We've officially ranked the first out of 25 heroes in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Which hero would you like to see me do next? Leave your suggestions down in the comments below. I read every one of them, even the 2,000 word essay ones. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it as it helps support the channel. And also more Xenoblade 3 content is on the way, so this channel might be right for you. But with that, I hope you all have a good day, evening, night, wherever you are. And this is Crystalized, signing out.